Big political story we're tracking for you tonight. Premier Doug Ford is talking tough in the steel tariff trade war with Donald Trump. He's bringing back his threat to make Americans pay more for Ontario electricity to match Trump's new tariffs on steel and aluminum. Al Sweeney is covering the story for us and joins us live in studio with the latest. Al.
Matt, Doug Ford tried this once before. He put a surcharge on Ontario power sold to the Americans in March when Trump first imposed his tariffs. At that time, Ford dropped the surcharge within hours and the U.S. cut its tariffs in half. But today, this version of electricity power politics is back on. As of midnight, Donald Trump's 50% tariff is in effect on steel and aluminum from Canada. With fears it could devastate the Canadian steel industry, Premier Doug Ford says he's ready for a fight.
But regards to electricity, everything's on the table right now.
That could mean matching Trump's tariffs with a 25% surcharge on Ontario power to customers in New York, Michigan, and Minnesota.
I always say everything's on the table right now. And we had an agreement before that he was going to take off the other 25% to keep it at 25%. And unfortunately, they broke a verbal agreement.
Ford is also calling on Prime Minister Mark Carney to match Trump's new tariffs dollar for dollar with a new 25% tariff on American goods.
You're either standing up for Canada and protecting people's jobs, their livelihoods, protecting communities and the people and the jobs that they have, or you sit back and get steamrolled.
The Prime Minister is taking a more cautious approach.
We will take some time, not much, some time, because we are in intensive discussions right now with the Americans on the trading relationship.
We're going to see layoffs. We're going to see plant closures possibly. We're going to see the impact of that on families.
Hamilton's mayor says some steelmakers in the city don't even know if they'll survive these tariffs. She says the city is doing everything it can to help.
I'm continuing to push for things like solutions that are steel-oriented. I'm pushing for things like when there's big infrastructure projects, regardless of what it is, the materials that go into those projects should be made in Ontario, hopefully made in Hamilton.
The head of the Steelworkers Union at Stelco, with almost 2,000 members, says the company has already lost business to tariffs and it could get worse.
Stelco now is just selling to Canadian customers. If those customers in turn had American customers they're selling orders to, they're probably going to lose that because no one's going to pay a 50% tariff. And so that could hurt Stelco's sale to those Canadian customers.
But amid the doom and gloom, retired steelworker David Llewellyn says Canadian steel is high quality and should always be able to find a market.
Even though we're going to get tariffs on our steel, I'm quite sure we can use it in our own country, or there'll be other countries looking for that grade of steel. So that's a positive perspective in the middle of this tariff mess. Back to the Premier. The last time Ontario put a surcharge on electricity to the U.S. in March, the province says it collected $260,000 from the Americans. That was in just a matter of hours.